Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Dark Energy Tuesday. I'm Christy.
I'm Sophie.
Are you so excited to be here live and in color?
We are in the flesh, you guys. We are IRL.
It's so weird to do this with you.
And could not be happier about it.
We have been doing so many things. And if you guys want to hear more, we're going to talk about it all on patreon.com/snarkbaitpod. Why the heck we are in Los Angeles. But of course, we couldn't be together in real life without actually being in a recording studio. So we're honored to be here at the Cloud 10 studios.
Yeah, very exciting. And yeah, I'm also recovering from a cold. So that's why I sound like this. But this has been such a fun past 2 days now.
No, I think, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's been we've just been running around. We've been all over the place. And we are so excited to record today's Dark Energy Tuesday in person. I know. What the heck?
Why? It's such a different experience to actually be in a recording studio. And if you guys could see, this is so professional. I'm like,
it's legit.
Who put us onto this network? Who let us in here?
Yeah, who let us in? You guys, if you're not understanding what we're talking about, we're on YouTube and you can see video-wise how professional our setup is thanks to the Cloud 10 team. So, Christy, I guess let's dive in.
Please.
What should we kick it off with?
So I want to talk about Tessa from Girls Gotta Eat being laid off. And this was a headline story 2 weeks ago. And I know people were super, super interested in us talking about it. And up top, I'm going to admit, I know just as much as you guys, but
Who is Tessa from Girls Gotta Eat?
Yeah, so Girls Gotta Eat is a podcast that we've covered and done a deep dive on our main Thursday episodes a couple months back, but they're kind of one of the OG dating relationship podcasts. Guys We Fucked is probably the first one of its time, and then Girls Gotta Eat shortly thereafter. They're a hugely successful show, and they've built their business ever since 2018, and they've had this assistant, formerly Bella. She was their OG assistant. She later left Girls Gotta Eat. And then they subsequently hired Tessa. And she's always kind of in the mix, particularly on their Thursday episodes called The Snack, where they cover trending topics. So she's been kind of a fixture in the episode. So if you know Ashley and Raina, you know Tessa. And all of a sudden, there is this Instagram story that Tessa came out with explaining that she was, quote, laid off from Girls Gotta Eat and she was in the hunt for a new position. And if anyone was interested in, setting up a call with her, she would be open to it. And this totally blew up the Girls Gotta Eat Snark subreddit because people were speculating why is this girl being laid off? She was such a fixture and such an important part of the show, of their live shows, of the Thursday episodes. So obviously, anytime there's a team that you platform, there's got to be questions when people just decide to leave, either on their own volition or being laid off, which I guess it was the latter in Tessa's case.
Right.
But what do you think it would be the reason for that? I guess if someone—
do you think it's a budget thing if she was quote unquote laid off? Because that's usually what a layoff is. It's we can't afford to pay you anymore.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking from a top line perspective, they are now signed with a huge podcast network, Dear Media, Girls Gotta Eat. And, there is a certain percentage when you sign with a podcast network that needs to go to the network and then that you collect to your team, to their publicists, to their agents, to their staff. And I'd imagine perhaps the quota that they were paying, they couldn't meet maybe their expected profit margins, and that's why they had to let someone go. I mean, it's typical P&L,
right.
Revenue, expenses. Are you meeting your bottom line number? If not, someone's got to go. So I think it's really just as simple as that. I doubt that there's any really tea. And in fact, Ashley and Raina actually talked about it on their episode.
Oh, what did they say?
They basically said that we hear you guys. We want to explain that Tessa is no longer with the GGE team, but we want to say that there's no bad blood. We wish her nothing but the best. And that's kind of it. It was a very much media trained, PR savvy type response.
Well, that just makes it more interesting that they were so mysterious about it.
Yeah. And Tessa was clear in her Instagram story. She's listen, there's no bad blood. There's no drama. I was just laid off and I love Ashley and Raina. So I guess we have to take her for her word. But I think we just have to assume that they're just not meeting their numbers and they needed to let go of some expenses, including their staff. So
Wow, very interesting.
I know. I just had to cover it because people are asking and they're curious about what we think. And again, what we know is what you know. We don't have any insider tea.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we wish we did. I guess I also want to touch on Jazz's wedding. Just Jazzy. So this was like the social event of the season for some of these New York City influencers. It happened when you're listening on Tuesday, the 3rd.
Okay.
This happened 2 weekends ago. Last weekend for us, May 24th. Anyway, I was so, and it like literally went mega viral. I think Jazz has gained like 100,000 followers from it.
Just from the wedding?
Yeah, which is crazy.
Oh.
And I just think it's so interesting. Like she explained that she had like a content creator posting in real time for her followers because she's like, first of all, she said the wedding cost $300,000+
What?
which is insane, you guys.
$300,000?
300 and it was a beautiful wedding. I'm like, you could have had the same wedding for half of that.
Yeah.
Like $150K spending on a wedding is also a lot, but like it was just insane. But the fact that she had a content creator posting live the entire time was so interesting. And like she was trying to feed her followers basically, she was like, you guys have done so much for me. You guys have helped pay for this wedding. So like I am going to do you guys a service by posting live. It was like live. There was no like reveal about what her dress was. It was just like right away. It's like, oh, this is Jazz's wedding dress. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it just like was so interesting and meta and just almost dystopian.
Yeah. So I know I always hear about Hailey and Jazz and Hailey. Can you kind of give me like a top line? Like
they just are Hailey and Jazz. They're just two girls that came up on TikTok.
Okay.
And they still are like crazy and love to drink and love to party and love to go out. But now, it was back when they were single where they were like really fun. And now, Jazz is married. Hailey's in a serious relationship with a man who that whole thing happened with Sophia LaCourte where her boyfriend, they broke up and then he went out on a date with another influencer, Sophia LaCourte, and she's like off her rocker, first of all. So yeah, they're just kind of like a fixture on TikTok. Like I don't really keep up with them that closely. I don't think they're super interesting. Yeah. I also don't think I'm their audience. Like they're more for like the Gen Z. Like I think Hailey is like 25 and Jazz I think is maybe like 29. But yeah, just really, really, really not my age group in terms of content I like to consume. But it was like Serena Kerrigan, Kit Keenan, Lauren Wolf, the Acquired Twins.
Yeah.
All of the New York City influencers. Also, Bran Flakes was there.
My fave.
And Serena Kerrigan also posted, she was like, when you're trying to take a serious photo, but you already took chocolate mushrooms.
Serena.
Or mushroom chocolate or whatever it's called.
SFK said that?
Yes. And it's like, it's like, I'm not judging you for doing that, but like posting about it, it's like, oh my God, grow up. You're 31. You guys, we ripped into Serena Kerrigan on our Patreon. So I'm sorry, she does not get a break from us.
Yeah. That Peacock show was an atrocity.
It was an atrocity.
I would say I would encourage you guys to watch it, but I don't want you guys to waste 70 minutes of your life. So maybe just don't waste your time.
Don't.
But it was crazy. I can't even believe that she seriously put so much money into this production that was just such a flop. I'm so curious who actually watched it earnestly because it was so bad. It's not even like so bad it's good.
No, it was just bad. It was just bad.
It was just bad. Really quickly though, why do people associate the two of them? Is it just because they do TikToks together?
Oh yeah, they're best friends. It's because they're literally best friends. Like Hailey was Jazz's maid of honor and gave a speech that she posted. The speech was actually pretty good. The dress code was dress in all black, which I thought was interesting. Like
not black
all of the
tie, but dress in black.
Yes, dress in all black. And yeah, it just seemed like there was so much like content creation happening, like TikToks and just like all of the influencers there. It was just like such a dystopian kind of situation. But, I think that it worked out for Jazz. She gained a ton of followers.
Yeah.
She seems happy. Looked like a beautiful wedding. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing more to really say about it. It was just kind of like an interesting like influencer gala, basically.
Do you think that
Remy Bader was there also.
Do you think that Jazz was perhaps incentivized to post these vendors for like free services?
I don't know, because again, I have not paid enough attention to all of her TikToks to see if she's tagging these people, but I imagine she is. But like, I feel like, so I keep coming up on these TikToks that are like my 5 wedding day regrets. And so many brides regret not having a content creator to like capture like TikToks and like reels and like, I don't know. And I didn't have one. And I'm like, I like our wedding video from our videography. I like our wedding photos from our photographer. What else do I need? I'm not an influencer though, but it'll be like these regular people. Like my cousin just got married and they had a content creator at their wedding and they're not influencers, but it's for that kind of like vertical iPhone footage that you can post on different platforms. And I'm like, I don't know, like weddings are so personal. For me, I'm like, I've accepted the fact. I'm like, I don't have all of the most amazing content for my wedding, but it's like, I lived it, you know? Yeah. And that's what matters.
Yeah. So the thing about me is if I were to ever get married, I could never have a wedding because I would be so consumed by what other people would think. And if I were throwing a fabulous party.
Oh my God, what?
So I would just, it would stress me out. So I know I would just put so much money into it, which would be to me just like wasteful spending just because I want to impress other people. Does that make sense?
Oh my God, that's so sad. It's supposed to be about you.
No. But like, that's just how I am. There's this personality test that I took.
You're like a people pleaser.
Yeah. But like, it's not even like people pleaser. It's more of just like, I'm so consumed by what people think of me that I wouldn't be able to enjoy it because I would be throwing money at things that were cool for other people.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I mean, you are throwing a party for your family and friends.
Right.
So that's definitely part of it. But like, I was honestly more anxious about just me being the center of attention and like being like, oh my God, this is a day all about like me and Henry. Like it's so like weird to think about. But like, I don't know. I guess it's good to have all of that content that you can relive. Like there are literally like hundreds of TikToks from her wedding.
Yeah.
Which like that's their job.
It's probably a write-off.
Probably.
I mean, if she's posting all of that content and she's
honestly,
posting the vendors.
Like I'm sure influencers write off literally everything and I don't blame them.
Yeah, they should. Speaking of write-offs, speaking of money, can we talk about Hailey Bieber's Rhode being sold to e.l.f. Cosmetics for
crazy
billion dollars?
Crazy. And by the way, guys, this doesn't mean that she just became a billionaire overnight.
Right.
People like don't understand.
Right.
And I am not smart and I'm not good at like numbers or finance, but like the amount of people being like Hailey Bieber's officially a billionaire. And it's like, you think that she owns 100% of her company? No.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think she is just such a smart and savvy person because I feel like people have been clowning on Hailey Bieber for how many years now? And Hailey Bieber, she just takes it. In fact, we were just at the an LA hotel and one of the employees there was saying how sweet she was.
Oh, also we just got her smoothies at Erewhon.
Oh yeah.
Which like I doubt that any other Erewhon celebrity smoothie has like lasted this long.
Yeah, she just has like the Midas touch.
She is every influencer's influence. Like she's the ultimate influencer.
Right.
Like every influencer is obsessed with Hailey Bieber and wants to be Hailey Bieber.
What do you think it is about? Like that's why Rhode is so successful. Her star power, and obviously she has like a great executive, the new CEO that just came in, who was previously, I need to look it up, but he's like an all-star CEO. He's been with huge companies before, so he definitely strategically placed the company into the right direction to have it acquired for $1 billion. Like there's obviously business people, financial due diligence that comes along to make sure that that $1 billion is actually in fact appropriate. But she is just so savvy, and I feel like, I don't know what about her is so influential. Like I can't put my finger to it.
It's her personal style. Like it's her, her glowy skin, her clean girl look, her like baggy oversized leather jacket with like socks and loafers. Like she has this very like Gen Z sense of style.
Yep.
And I actually was talking to my Gen Z coworker and we were talking about Princess Diana. I was like, who do you think is like Gen Z's Princess Diana? Because our moms were like obsessed with Princess Diana. Like that was their fashion icon.
Yes. I'm
like, who is like Gen Z's? And she was like, Hailey Bieber. Like Hailey Bieber's Gen Z's Princess Diana.
Yeah, no, I think that's a
Right?
very accurate statement. I think that most would agree with you. And I'm just
Yeah.
looking at the chief executive officer of Rhode, Nick Vlahos, was formerly the CEO of the Honest Company, so Jessica Alba's company.
Which is also a $1 billion company.
Yep, and he was formerly the COO of the Clorox Company.
Wow.
So he has huge names under his belt. He knows exactly what the hell he's doing. And interestingly enough, so his alma mater is IU.
Oh my God.
We love it.
Hoosier.
We love that.
I love that. I bet he went to Kelly School of Business.
I have to wonder, though, with all of these rumors bubbling up to the surface that Justin Bieber owes Scooter Braun so much money, is Hailey Bieber perhaps helping off?
Oh, do you think that she sold it so that she can like help Justin's financial situation? Which I don't think they signed a prenup. I think they famously didn't sign a prenup.
I mean, and Justin's like upset about that now. Hailey probably at the time they got married was in not a financial position.
No, Hailey should be upset about it now because Hailey's like the wealthier one now.
No, right, but I'm saying that she's probably happy that she didn't sign a prenup. So now she doesn't owe him anything if they were to get divorced.
No, but if they didn't sign a prenup, then they have to
Oh,
split
you're right.
everything.
Oh my God.
They have to split. I'm like, what
No,
are you
you're
talking
right.
about?
Sorry, I'm thinking about-
Hailey should be
You're right.
pissed off
Yep,
if
yeah.
they don't have a prenup because she's gonna have to split everything. But like, who knows their situation?
California law is fucked too. Like, if you get divorced, they're not generous. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
they literally make you half everything, and it's not good for the person that earns.
Like behind the scenes, you guys, I know that we're all like, oh my God, their marriage is on the rocks and like he's broke. It's like we actually don't really know. Like she could be like helping him land on his feet with all of this money that he owes. And then like also their marriage could be just fine. Like we don't really know. I'd be surprised if their marriage was just fine, but
yeah, I'm really happy for her because I feel like she has just quietly been setting herself up for such financial success and independence. And I'm just really proud of her for not letting the haters get her down. Because she has had a lot of haters over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And she has done nothing but sit her ass down, stay quiet, work hard.
I know, other than her really bad tweets from when she was younger. She had a lot of racist tweets.
Oh, yeah. No, that was bad.
Besides that, she doesn't deserve the ire of all of the believers that she's been getting for years and years and years.
And selenators.
Speaking of happy marriages, I also want to touch on the fact that Ella Rose McFadden, if you guys are familiar with her from like Instagram and TikTok, she posted that new trend that's like propaganda I'm not falling for.
Yeah.
And then it's like propaganda I am falling for. And it was like just the most basic shit. It was like overpriced pastries and flowers and like stuff like that. Just like very basic, like ballet flats or like whatever. And then marriage. It's like, okay. Or like having a husband, something like that. It's like she recently legally got married to her fiance.
Yeah.
But they're having like an official wedding like at some other point. And then the last side said trad wife lifestyle. Being a trad wife. Like what?
Didn't she just purchase a home in...
They have a house in upstate New York.
Yes, that's what it was.
But like, what do you mean being a trad wife? Like what?
It's such an aesthetic that is being sold to us by
It's so weird.
Ballerina Farm by Nara Smith, and it glamorizes this trad wife lifestyle. It's on the up and up. I'm trying to think of like what was the equivalent in like the early 2000s, the 90s of trad wifery. Was there a trend?
I don't
or
know
is
if
it just
there was because when we were growing up, it was all about like independent women and like being like a working like CEO. Wait, so I found it. Propaganda I am falling for. And this is Ella McFadden on TikTok. Dogs. Dogs are propaganda. What do you mean? Dogs. Dance cardio. A slower life. Eating breakfast before coffee. She's
not like other girls.
You guys, she is so, it's like she's lobotomy goals. Husbands. Okay. Husbands are propaganda. Pilates. Organic produce. Monthly facials. Overpriced flowers and pastries. First of all, overpriced flowers and pastries and monthly facials. That's like, I'm sorry, I can't afford that in this economy. Going out to eat in New York City. Also can't afford to do that, even though I do it every day of my life. Skincare, Negronis, trad wife life.
Oh
And
my
she's
God.
and it's a photo of her like cutting strawberries.
Sure.
It's all like an aesthetic.
Yeah, I think she tries to be what Paige Lorenz is.
Kinda, yeah. And it's like, Ella, we know that one TikTok from not that long ago when she is in the bathroom sniffling. So let's not pretend that you're some granola.
Oh, I haven't seen that video.
It's an old one, allegedly.
An oldie but a goodie.
Allegedly. I don't know. It's like, why are we pushing this trad wife thing? Like, you're an influencer. You have young, especially like an Ella Rose type, like similar to Paige Lorenz. You have so many young girls that worship you. Why are you acting like that is, you're not even a trad wife. You are probably the moneymaker, the breadwinner in your marriage.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
What does her husband do? Do we know?
Who fucking knows? He's like a Nepo husband, I feel like.
Oh, okay.
I also want to talk about The Valley. I know that you haven't watched the most recent episode.
Right. But you have caught me up, so I feel like I'm sufficient.
I kind of recapped it to Christy. So Lala and Sheena are back.
Ugh.
Sheena did not say anything really, but Lala clearly, there's a moment where Lala's bitching out Jessie Lally. And she's saying, you're a fucking narcissist. You're a piece of shit. She was yelling at him for calling his ex-wife, Michelle, a whore and a slut, which, fine. Okay, yeah, he should be yelled at for that, honestly. But it was like the way that she did it where she clearly wanted camera time.
That's what she always does.
She wanted a moment, and Sheena walks up. So she's yelling at Jessie, then Sheena just walks up and goes, and stands there just because she knows the camera is filming this conversation. It's so funny. I just I don't, Sheena I don't mind as much, but Lala, I have zero interest in watching, especially because The Valley has been so fucking good this season.
Don't taint it.
Don't ruin it with Lala. We don't want Lala. The viewers do not want her.
So I think with Sheena, the reason it's different is because Sheena built the house that Vanderpump Rules stood on. She is the foundation of that show. She is quite literally the reason Vanderpump Rules even existed in the first place. She has earned her right to be on the Valley cast, even if we don't really want her. It's you're kind of there and you're kind of annoying anyways, and I always will stand you being on my reality TV shows. Lala was just so painful to watch the last season of VPR. I can't even imagine a world in which anyone besides her and Sheena would want her on the Valley. Who are they paying? Who made that decision? I'm actually genuinely curious what was the producer.
I know, because no one wants it.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Literally no one wants it.
No one wants it. All over Reddit. Watch what happens. Everyone's like, get Lala off our screen. No. So I just don't know what the actual purpose of her being there.
There was a TikTok that was when I get mad at this person, and it's Lala today with the big lips, and she's just so annoying and so mean and horrible and thirsty and just.
Yeah.
Oh, she also was I'm always for the girls, Jessie. And it's what happened with Ariana on Vanderpump Rules? Because you were not for the girls when that happened. But it was whenever I'm mad at this Lala, and then it swipes to Lala on her first season when she was so sweet and likable and cute and had she didn't ruin her face yet.
Yeah.
And it was my Shayla. And I'm that is the Lala that I remember loving. And this Lala, I just cannot stand.
Yeah, I don't know. I was never really a Lala stan. I was kind of just indifferent.
Oh, I loved her at first.
Well, you know what's interesting? She's from Utah, which she always loves to talk about on the show. I think she even has some tattoo of her area code tattooed on her. But in any case, watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, doesn't it kind of make sense why Lala, who Lala is?
Yeah, it kind of does. What is going on in Utah?
That's what I'm saying. I read that Utah has the highest rate of plastic surgeries, even more so
than California
and Miami.
Oh my God, that's actually insane.
More so than Miami and LA.
That's insane. Another thing on the Valley that I want to talk about is the fact that Jax apparently was not paying Brittany and Jax's house's mortgage for months. And Brittany finds out 4 months later and is oh my God, we probably owe $100,000. This is fucking with my bottom line and my credit score. And my ability to get a house in the future. And then he signs a lease for this condo next to Tom Schwartz because he wants to live next to Tom Schwartz and be these two single disgusting brothers. And Brittany's what the fuck? I'm not team Brittany, but I actually felt so bad for her here because she was this is my dream home. If you couldn't manage to pay our mortgage, I would have taken over that house.
Yep.
But now it's I'm fucked. My credit score is going to be fucked. I'm not going to be able to get a house in the future.
Oh my gosh.
And Jax is such a disaster. You're a disaster.
You're a disaster.
Not only is he an emotionally and at times physically abusive narcissist.
Yeah.
He also is financially ruining her. And also when he did the little video for rehab where he was like, I'm going to see my son. I miss my boy. Once again, he can only refer to Cruz as like his property.
Yeah.
It's so fucked. Like, I actually hate him, and I don't think the show needs him anymore. Like, it's been so good without him.
Oh, it's been standing on its own 2 feet just
100%.
fine. Sophie had the funniest tweet, by the way, she said Jack's calling from rehab, and it was Jigsaw from Saw.
I posted it. I posted it on our Starkbait story, but I didn't tweet it. It was some other account, and it was Jigsaw from the Saw movies. With like on his little like home. It's terrifying.
No, but it's like so accurate.
Yeah. And then also another thing I do want to call out Brittany for, even though I feel bad for her in this situation, she needs to stop talking about Jax in front of Cruz.
Oh, like negatively?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He just because he's nonverbal doesn't mean he's not. We've said it before. Like, just no, like, I just think it's so, I feel so bad for him. Like, both of his parents are disasters. Brittany just less so. But, like, the fact that she's talking about his father, like, just all the time, constantly right in front of him. Even, like, the camera people on the Valley are, like, zooming in on Cruz, like, in the room during these conversations. They're, like, talking about Jax right in front of him. Like, he's taking it in.
That's honestly devastating to hear. And it was so devastating when he was cowering at Jax, like, episode 2 of season 2.
Oh, God. It's so disturbing.
That honestly will like, it's imprinted in my brain that reaction that Cruz had to his own father. Jax is so scary, and I feel like it's only a matter of time until something like really.
Oh yeah, he's gonna end up in prison.
Yeah,
he really will at some point. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Right.
For what crime exactly? Hopefully no one gets hurt other than, you know.
I know. I feel like it could be just maybe like possession or something.
Possession. Yeah, honestly. Should we get into our DEOs of the week?
Oh my God, please.
You guys, we have like a lot.
So number 1, Sophie and I picked her up from the Orange County Airport, and the first stop we made was to the Beverly Hills Erewhon. And I had gone to Erewhon, I think, twice before. Once in Calabasas, a second time at the same location, but it was rainy. Not many people were in there. We were there on a Thursday at 2 p.m. The sun was shining. It was a beautiful day. I'm not joking. I felt like we were at an amusement park. Just number 1, from how absolutely crowded the store was.
And it was a weekday during the day.
2 p.m.
Yeah, it was 2 p.m. on a Thursday. It wasn't like a Saturday.
We couldn't move. Like, you were literally shimmying through people, like doing backflips to try and maneuver yourself. So number 1, it was just very crowded, very overstimulating. And I think Sophie and I had been in a car for the last hour and a half. It was just a lot for us. Second, I've grown up here my entire life. My family is from here, okay? I have never seen a place littered with so many stereotypical LA people than I did yesterday.
Oh yeah, it was kind of crazy. I actually, because I'm like a handbag lover, and so I was like, there's a Birkin, there's a Dior saddlebag, there's a Louis Vuitton Speedy. I was clocking all the designer bags everywhere you looked.
Yeah.
And just the appearances too. I was like, oh my God, you are like dressed like a celebrity. Mm-hmm. Like literally like in, you know, just head to toe designer.
Yeah.
You know, with the very filled lips, very filled faces.
Aloe clothes.
Yeah. It was just like so interesting.
It felt like we were in an SNL skit.
Yeah.
Like that's how on the nose it was. So stereotypical. And I was like, if I lived here, I would absolutely hate my appearance. Like, I see why everyone is
so image conscious,
keeping up with the Joneses, getting all this plastic surgery filler, because literally everyone else is.
Yeah. And we ended up spending obviously like $100 on just like lunch. Mm-hmm. The smoothies alone, 2 smoothies were $40.
Yep. $20 a pop for the Hailey Bieber
They
strawberry.
were good, I'll admit that. But like, I like any strawberry smoothie that I drink. Like, it's really hard to fuck up a smoothie.
Yeah. We also got this salmon nigiri.
It was really good.
Really good. Super fatty salmon. And Sophie got a couple items from the hot bar. We got like mac and cheese, a salad, Korean short ribs.
Yeah, it was like Korean short ribs.
That was just meh.
It was like, okay. The hot bar stuff was like, okay. The sushi was good. But it was funny. We like ate and we were just like, okay, well, anyway, like just acting like everything was normal. And then as soon as we got out and went to the parking lot, or the parking garage, we were like, what the fuck was that?
Like-
we were like, that was so, like, Christy was like, I'm so scared. Like, get me out of here. And I was like, I'm so scared too. It's like, all we did was just like eat lunch. We were like, that was terrifying.
Like, I can't even describe to you what was so chilling about it.
But it just nefarious vibes.
Nefarious, dark energy.
Extremely dark energy.
Like, we were like, we have to cover this on the outline. So we threw it onto the outline.
Oh my God. We were like, Erewhon is our dark energy object of the month, maybe. And then also we got blowouts this morning at Dry Bar.
Yeah.
And I usually love Dry Bar. I this is my first time going in LA, but like I've been to many a Dry Bar like all over the country. I always have a pretty good experience. Today was so just weird vibes, very strange vibes. I've been saying this all day to everyone we meet. I'm like, guys, get a load of this. So I've told this story 75 times to Christy. But the fact that I said, oh, I want like a big sexy blowout. That's what I ask for every time. Every time I get a blowout, he goes, I don't know what that means. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know what that means?
Yeah, I also told my stylist I wanted a blowout, and he goes, well, what does that mean? And so I had to go on Pinterest, and I'm like, this, like a blowout. I don't know. This is not, I mean, my hair looks fine. It looks good.
A blowout. Wait, but you said a blowout?
Said a blowout.
I know, but a blowout is like what you get regardless.
I showed him a picture on Pinterest, and I was like, this is the blowout that I want. And then he was taking out like the hot tools and the curling one. I'm like, I just want to the twist. I don't know. It was weird.
I just couldn't believe that he didn't know what a big sexy blowout was. I'm like, that is like such a typical like way to describe like, and he didn't give me that also. So like, first of all, I didn't get it. Second of all, he was bringing out like the rollers, like the Velcro rollers that he used in my hair. And they had another random person's hair all over them.
That's not okay.
Which I thought was so disgusting.
Yeah.
And he was picking one up. It was the hairiest one.
Ew.
Picking it up to put in my hair. And I said, no, there's hair all over it. That's disgusting.
It was the hairiest one.
It was such a like, honestly, it was a horrible experience. Like, our hair turned out fine. I think Christy's looks so good.
Oh,
but
thanks.
like, yeah, that was like a very strange. Maybe it's just like the one that we went to in LA. Just like, maybe stay. Apparently, it has a reputation for not being as great in LA for some reason.
Yeah.
So like, stay away from the dry bars in LA, you guys.
And we were talking to our makeup artist, and they're like, you know what? You're not the first person to say that.
Yeah.
Something is in the water here.
Yeah.
Okay, my next one, having just come back from London a week and a half ago, I have to say, and I'm not just trying to say it's all of Europe, okay? I know we have a lot of European listeners. I'm not trying to attack Europe as a whole or the UK. Specifically, at London Heathrow Airport, there is this thing where every time you go there, the gate numbers are not visible until 30 minutes ahead of the flight. So you'll go through TSA, and I always like to get there at least 2.5, 3 hours before, especially if it's an international flight. And I feel like typically, from my experience, European airports are not as efficient as the US, so I like to go there early. Every fucking time I'm just sitting like a peasant, like in their holding station like cattle until I wait for the frickin' gate to show up on the screen, and it's really annoying.
And then it's a stampede.
Yep, and it's like let me just relax.
Yes.
And like sometimes
sit at the gate and relax.
Yeah. Like, have you seen those?
No, there's no such thing as at a European airport as just sitting and relaxing.
No, and like, have you seen those TikToks where it's like me just making sure that my gate exists so I can relax? Like, you just walk up to it.
You walk past the gate, and then you're like, okay, now I can get food.
Exactly.
I do that all the time. I do literally consciously be like, let me just like check to see if my gate exists.
Bingo.
It also reminds me of like, you probably never, and you're very lucky to say this, never have taken a train out of Penn Station in New York or like Moynihan Train Hall, which is also part of Penn Station. But like, I've done it many times, especially like now we rent a car usually when we drive home to my in-laws. But like, we've taken the train to Philly so many times out of Moynihan Train Hall. It literally, first of all, Penn Station is the worst place on earth, probably. Like, actually, like, it is when I picture hell, I picture Penn Station. I viscerally hate it. It gives me anxiety because they do the thing where they don't tell you what, I guess it is a gate. Yeah, like what track number. It's like a track number. They don't tell you until 2 seconds before.
Right.
And then it's a stampede. And then everyone's freaking out. And you're just standing there. Like, you're just standing waiting for them.
Yeah.
Then you could be on the opposite side of the building. Right. Like, you don't even know. It could be 1 or it could be 13.
It's so anxiety provoking when you don't know where you need to be.
Oh my God, I hate it.
So you're sitting there for basically an hour and a half in a cold sweat until that gate number pops up or that train tracks pop up.
Exactly.
So that's mine. That's my like object thing.
Another one is, and I feel like I've said this so many times, but Christy was like, I don't think you've said this on the pod before. Why is changing your Instagram profile picture so randomly embarrassing? Like why is it the most embarrassing thing in the world?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, you know what I mean, though? Changing your Instagram profile picture and you feel so, like, exposed. Like, it's so vulnerable.
I had to do that because I recently changed my handle from @xnozal to @ChristyNoel __.
Yeah?
So I had to change my profile picture because it was the xnozal, like, insignia or logo or whatever. So I guess I was embarrassed maybe 3 days ago when I changed my handle.
Yeah, but you did a whole rebrand.
Yeah.
So, like, it made sense. But, like, if you're just like, wow, I like this photo of me, it's my new profile picture, why is that so embarrassing?
No, I know what you mean. I
I don't know why. It just is always, like, the most embarrassing thing in the world.
It's like, oh, you're really feeling yourself. To where you need to go out there and edit the profile.
And it's just like, whoa, wow, you changed your Instagram profile picture? Someone has a lot of time on their hands.
Someone really thinks that they're hot.
You just feel exposed. And then, like, when I post a story and then all of a sudden it's, like, my new bubble, like, my new profile picture.
Please.
Like, it's just, like, so raw and vulnerable.
Okay, one other thing that I'm going to call out, and I have posted this many a time on our Instagram @SnarkBaitPod if you're not already following, but there are certain doctors, and I won't say who because I don't want to blast them or their business, but there are certain doctors on social media that are like plastic surgeons or dermatologists that are so into their social media that it makes me physically like cringe.
Yeah.
Like focus on your practice, on your continuing education. Why are you out on Instagram like thirsting?
Oh my God. This is so funny because I used to date a guy that was in med school. Mm-hmm. And he had this like med school bestie that was more concerned with being an influencer than a doctor.
Yes.
And he ended up getting in huge trouble. What's it called? Like a well woman's exam?
Yeah.
When
like
you do like, it's like a gyno. A gyno well. He posted something on Instagram that was like, letting her know that it's time for her well woman's exam, trying to be sexy. And he got in legit trouble.
He should be. The board should. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And now I don't even think he's a practicing doctor. I think he's just like one of those Instagram, like Rachel Lindsay's ex-husband.
Brian Epsolo.
Who, by the way, was never a real doctor. He was a chiropractor.
He's a chiropractor.
Which does not technically count as being a doctor. I mean, a medical doctor that goes to med school.
Right.
You're like your own type of doctor.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of like that, where it's like he just wanted to pose shirtless and like pretend to be like this hot, sexy, smart doctor.
Yeah.
Instead of like actually like, you know, doing no harm.
Right. And like facilitating for your patient's needs. No, there's a certain doctor in Beverly Hills who's done work on a couple influencers. And I'm like, if that's your work, I do not want to go to you. But you're hawking like you're the best in the biz, the best in all LAOC area. It's like, but you're not. Like, in fact, you give me the ick because you're all about your social media presence.
Yes. Ugh. Exactly. Ugh. I hate it.
I know, me too.
So, first of all, I know that we've been talking shit about like Erewhon Dry Bar. We had one really pleasant stop, which was Face Gym. And I know they're not like a national franchise. Yeah. They have some in New York. So I've been before. And I didn't even realize they had them in LA. But it literally is just a massage for your face, basically, that makes you look like more snatched because it's kind of like a lymphatic drainage situation. Yeah. It like makes you less puffy. And it also just like relaxes. Like it's relaxing.
It literally... I don't really love massages too much because I'm really ticklish on like certain parts of my like side. Something about a facial massage though, it's different. I can't describe it. It's a different kind of relaxation that's even better to me than a full body massage. And with Face Gym, it's like a 10-minute consultation, a 35-minute session, and you can do a bunch of add-ons like hydration. We just got like the simple thing or whatever, but they use this like device and it honestly feels like electromagnetic like therapy.
Yeah, it feels really weird at first, but then you're like, whoa.
It's weird. It's like, I don't know. You know when like you fall asleep on like your arm? It's like kind of like that on your face. But it snatches your face and lifts and contours naturally. And yeah, it's like a lymphatic drainage. And we were obsessed. And our ladies were so sweet and cute.
Yeah, they were so nice. It was great. And then they do like one side at a time. And then you could see how one side of your face, you look like you got a facelift.
Yes.
It's
I was
actually crazy.
shocked. I was like, is this real life? Like, how does my face look so different?
It's crazy. And then my other light energy object is the act of driving around looking at nice houses. I could do it all day, every day. We kind of did it a little bit here in LA. And it's just like my favorite thing in the world. Like I love just like looking at nice houses.
What is your favorite like city to do that in? Like what has been the most like aesthetically pleasing houses to you when you've done this?
Honestly, I don't know. Because you can find gorgeous houses in literally any city.
I guess it depends on your vibe.
Because even in Cincinnati, like I used to do that growing up in like the really nice areas of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What about you?
So in Pasadena, in Los Angeles, it is one of some of the most beautiful homes because think of like old Hollywood architecture. Yeah. And the lot sizes are huge. It's like ranch style homes. It's huge lot sizes. I don't know. It's just breathtaking. Think of like Erica Jane's house with Tom Girardi. That was in Pasadena. I'm not saying her house was was it, but it's like that kind of vibe.
Damn.
Those are some like beautiful.
We saw some really nice ones yesterday when we were driving around. Like it just like never gets old. Like I can do it all day.
Sophie was so cute when we were driving around. She goes, Tinseltown, baby.
Tinseltown.
And I'm like, oh look, I just was fucking with her the entire time. I'm like, there's Dorit's house. Dorit's house?
Where? No, because she was trying to say like it looks like Dorit's house.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God, that's Dorit's house. And she's like, no, not actually. Yeah.
You were so cute.
And also, you guys, like Christy and I are so the same person because when we were walking to Face Gym, we passed Sushi Park and both of us got so excited about Sushi Park. Christy actually spotted it because it looked like a little strip mall and she was like, oh my God, Sushi Park, Sushi Park. And then if you guys know, you know. It's where like the Kardashians go. Speaking of Hailey Bieber, like it's where people get capped all the time.
All the time.
And it looks like it's just in a strip mall, but it's just a celebrity favorite like omakase place.
Yep.
And then we also passed the Oppenheim group, which it was empty on like a Thursday in the middle of the day. So like I don't think we like looked through the glass.
Yeah.
And then we also passed the Viper Room.
That was a
which
deep cut.
If you guys know, like that's where may he rest in peace, River Phoenix overdosed and died all those years ago.
On the sidewalk in front of the entrance.
And so we were both like, oh my God, Viper Room, River Phoenix, oh my God. And we were like, we are the only two people that like would get so excited about these like three places.
I'm telling you, if I were to think of any of my friends,
no one would care.
No one would understand. Like
no
genuinely.
One would get it.
And we just happenstance like we walked down Sunset Boulevard for like 20 minutes and there's so many spots like on that strip. And I didn't even clock that like Viper Room was right there or Sushi Park was right there. We literally just happened upon it, which made it that much cooler.
Yeah. It was just like so fun. We like saw like a shady looking strip mall. And then Christy was like, oh my God, I wonder if that's Sushi Park. She's like, it is.
Yeah. It was
oh my God.
Fabulous. And we also saw Zachary Quinto. Is that how you pronounce?
Oh, yeah. I didn't. So again, this is something that Christy, she spotted him.
Yeah. We were walking outside towards the valet to get our car and Zachary Quinto was approaching us and going into the lobby. And I just made eyes with him and I was like, oh my God, that's Zachary Quinto. And he just walked right by. He looked very normal, was by himself. But at least I can say I saw one celebrity while being here.
Oh my God, it's so funny. Also, Christy was like interrogating our bellhop.
Oh, yeah.
And being like, so what celebrities are here? Can you tell us? And he was like, no, I can't tell you that. And she was like, okay, but like who has stayed here before? And like, were they nice? Who was really mean? And like just like interrogating him. Yeah. It was so funny.
He was cool though. He was like, I can't tell you anything, but like people are staying here right now that you
he
will
was
know.
Like, he's like, people that you have heard of are here right now.
Yeah.
What if you talk about Zachary Quinto? It had to have been someone more famous than that.
Yeah, because the reason that we asked was because I would have asked regardless, to be clear. But there was a whole like photography like team.
Yeah.
And they had all the equipment. So I was like, someone's here. They're doing something.
Someone is here.
Yeah. It was very clear that there was
something happening. But more about all of this and like why we're here will be on our Patreon, patreon.com/snarkbaitpod. And I guess that's it.
That's all she wrote. I'm so excited you're here. I'm so excited to be at the beautiful Content Studios.
So exciting to be IRL. And you guys know where to find us at SnarkBaitPod on Instagram. I'm at Soph_Russ. Christy is now at Christy Noel __. And thank you to Jordan, our producer, Jenna, our social manager. Olivia, our researcher, and also the Cloud 10 team for letting us record IRL today. This was so much fun and so just new and exciting for us.
I know. It feels so professional and so cool. And thanks so much, guys. We'll see you tomorrow on Patreon or on Thursday for the main episode.
Yeah. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.